If you're battling your insurance company on a property claim and they're denying coverage, they're delaying payments, we've created a process to eliminate all of that. And here it is. So the process that we have created actually is something that my team and I started a few years ago. We weren't really systematic about it. One of our core values here at my company is continued education. Fortunately, there are some really good players in the roofing industry that we have followed that have systemized this process and have made it a lot better, that we have adopted, created our version, and we have been very successful with it. And it's what we call our premium evidence package. And basically what this is it's a complete package that we put together, we give to you for you to turn into your insurance company. Every insured, if you own property, has responsibilities in your insurance policy. The burden of proof is on you to prove your loss. This evidence package is all of the evidence the carrier needs to approve your claim and pay you out as quickly as possible so your property can get repaired and your property can be restored back to its pre-loss condition. The first step is our forensic inspection. We call it a forensic inspection because we treat it just like that. We try to be as detailed as possible. The inspection and the photos are the most important part of this entire package, because anybody can come out and look at your photo, look at your property and tell you you have damage. Well, not anybody, but if they take their job seriously, they can come out and at least tell you you have damage. But knowing what to look for, knowing how to document it, those are things that you have to be trained on, and those are the things that we are trained on. So a forensic inspection will allow us to come out and inspect your property in detail. If you don't have any damage, then you're good. But for the people that do have damage, we will move on to the second step. So the second step in this is kind of a two-part. We will first pull your storm data. We will pull a storm report related to your specific property. It has to be a storm that has produced wind or hail within 1 year for you to be able to file a claim and coverage be extended on that claim. We also will request your deck page from your insurance company. Okay, your deck page is going to show us your coverages, and it's going to give us some information about what kind of coverage you have. As many rights as you have in your policy, if your policy is a certain way and you don't have coverage, we're not going to recommend moving further. There's no sense in fighting something that you can't win. So these two things are imperative if we move forward. If the answer is no to both of them, and yeah, you have damage here, but there hasn't been a storm here in the past year and a half, you're not going to want to file a claim, and we're going to tell you that. So step 2 is requesting your deck page and pulling a storm data report on your specific property. Step 3, once we verify that you have appropriate coverage and there has been a storm date here within the past year, we're going to ask to have a service agreement signed. This service agreement is really about protecting our time as a company. This evidence package is a product that you will get no matter what. Whether we do the work or not, the service agreement, signing the service agreement and charging you $300 for this evidence package, yes, we do charge for it. $300 is what we charge. However, that dollar amount gets put towards your out-of-pocket cost. Everybody has a deductible that they have to pay. So you're already going to have an out-of-pocket cost. This is just an upfront portion of that out-of-pocket cost that helps establish some trust for our time. Now, you do still get a product. Whether we do the work or not, you will still have this evidence package. We actually put it together, everything together for you on this thumb drive. Now, we'll come by with a binder and with everything printed out for you to see it in person, like this right here. This is just a template that we use so we can review it in person that you will get, but we'll also give you this thumb drive too. So you do get a product, but hopefully we work together and that $300 will be applied to your out-of-pocket costs. So the service agreement is to protect our time and to establish some trust between both of us, consumer and contractor, just for protecting our time. You've seen how many pages in there. A lot of times, 50, 60 pages this thing is. It's gonna take us a couple hours to put together through labeling all the photos, pulling reports. It takes a while to put together. So this is why we have the service agreement, and this is why we try to protect our time, so we just don't get taken advantage of, because this is a very, very useful tool for you moving forward. Even if we don't work together, you have all the evidence you need to get your claim handled the right way. and quickly. So once we have the service agreement signed, we then put together your evidence package. The evidence package is a compilation of a lot of different documents, okay? First, starting out, we have our cover page, and then we're gonna have what's called a restoration page or a restoration report, okay? And there's gonna be a lot of different stuff in there. It's going to talk about our storm data. It's gonna talk about our third-party documents. It's gonna talk about the hail damage that we found. It's gonna talk about the wind damage that we found. It's gonna talk about any spatter marks. Basically, it's just a write-up of the inspection, giving the insurance company a brief overview of what we found during our inspection at your property. We then follow that with our storm data. This is our storm data report. We then follow that with what's called important photos section. Now, most insurance companies, I wouldn't say most, a lot of insurance companies and insurance adjusters, this is a 60-page document. Do you think they're gonna look through every single page? So we wanna get some important photos to them early. After the storm report, we throw in a couple important photos, about 8 to 10 important photos to let them know, oh, okay, there's some real damage out here. So let me maybe go a little bit further. The important photos kind of catches their eye a little bit so we can continue them forward. Most of them, if this isn't in there and they just see a bunch of data and a bunch of reports, they're just gonna throw that away and ignore it. So we put these documents in here a certain way to keep their interest, to keep them on this, so they know there's a lot of legit information here. After our important photos, we then kind of go into our background information. So we will have our building code information, all of the building codes that are relevant to your property and to your area of where you're at, as far as what's required by the local municipalities, what's required by the manufacturer, etc. We'll include some of our certifications in our background. We'll include more code information, like for instance, our ice and water report that we pull that is relevant to your house and your municipality. Third-party data. So there's a couple different third-party reports that we may have to pull. One, for instance, your shingle. If we believe that your shingle is not compatible with current products on the market, we are going to pull a shingle off and we're gonna send it to get tested. The report that we get back will tell us everything we need to know about that shingle, who made it, when it was made, the size, the dimension, and any relevant manufacturer information will be attached to it, like if it's no longer in production, or if the manufacturer says, hey, we do not recommend mixing this with any products on the market because it will void all warranty. Building codes will enforce what the manufacturer says. So this is why third-party data and things like this is important. Another third-party document that we may pull is what's called an ITEL report, and that would be for your siding. We will take about a foot piece of siding and do the same thing, send it off to a company, we'll get a report back and it will tell us all the same information, except ITEL is more of a matching report. It's going to try to show you what's the next closest match. It's not going to highlight all of the inaccuracies of it, mainly because ITEL has kind of partnered up solidly with the insurance company. So their reports look a little different. It's more geared to finding a match. The NTS report that we pull for your shingle is more geared to identifying that product and giving you all the information about that product. Nonetheless, ITEL reports are still substantial and they still do carry weight because they tell us exactly what your product is, where it can be found, is it still made, etc. After our third-party data, we'll then go ahead and include all of our photos from the inspection report for the insurance company to see. Once they go through our complete inspection report, we'll then include a signed contract. I do say signed contract because there's a difference between a contract and an estimate. Now, your insurance company, if you have coverage, owes you for what's called an incurred cost. Costs that are incurred for you to repair your property back to the way it was before the storm. And as long as those costs are within the same scope of damage, we're not replacing windows if no windows are damaged. We're not replacing siding if no siding is damaged. We're replacing what is damaged. And as long as that contract and everything included in it is reasonable and necessary, we can't be charging an astronomical amount of money for something. We can't be upgrading materials, okay? It has to be like, kind, and quality materials. But as long as that contract is reasonable and necessary for putting your property back to the way it was before the storm, that's what they owe you for, less your deductible. An estimate is just, exactly what it is. It's an estimate. It is not an incurred cost. So turning in a contract with our evidence package is a lot stronger package to that insurance company. It's also letting that insurance company know that you're serious and you know your responsibilities and your rights in your policy. We also will include the measurements to let them know that our contract is right off the measurements. They will have their own measurement report. We include this just so they can see how we got to our total cost. It's based on these measurements here. We'll then also include our licenses, our insurance, and our warranty as well. That is the full evidence package. So number 5 is the build contract. I kind of talked about that in this package. That's just what it is. It's the contract that we put together that we include in this evidence package. There's a reason, again, the reason why we sign contracts with this and turn it in is because it lets the insurance company know that you are a lot more serious about getting your property done and you are checking off the boxes of your responsibility with your insurance claim. 6th and final step is you file this claim and you upload this evidence package right when you file it. We'll also leave you with your Total Roofing thumb drive here that you can keep the entire evidence package on. You don't have to have a folder with 100 pages in it. You can keep this thumb drive in a drawer somewhere or whatever, or download it and just keep it on your computer. However, when you file your claim, we recommend uploading this evidence package right when you file it. Many times we have insurance companies approve the claim without even having to come out to the property because these packages are so detailed. When they do have to come out, not all adjusters, but a lot have reviewed it. They have a better understanding of what they're coming out at. And as a former adjuster, I spent a lot of time as an insurance adjuster. When you know, one of the first questions you ask when you meet a contractor is, what are we looking at this property? So you can get an understanding of what this inspection is going to be like. One of the main reasons why we're putting this together is not only to get this claim processed quicker for you, but to make the insurance company's job easier. This whole thing is to make their job easier, the adjuster's job easier, so they can look at it and say, we have everything we need. We don't even need to come out. Let's just approve it and let's work with this insured. We are no longer putting ourselves in between you and your insurance company. We're the contractor, we're the professional in code compliance, and we're the professional in installation. That's what we know, that's what we do best. However, we also can help you with avenues on how to communicate to them. But the communication has to be done by you with regards to certain things like pricing, like incurred costs, a lot of these things. The insurance company likes to use a software that prices things out that is not accurate and frankly does not matter. That software was created to be a baseline to get the claim started. It has since then been adopted and tried to cram down everybody's throat, and that this is the price and you need to accept it. But there's some very simple questions that you can ask. Is this software anywhere related or anywhere stated in my policy that says we have to abide by this pricing? If so, point it out to me. They can't. So again, going back to the contract, reasonable and necessary. My company will never overdo it. Total Roofing St. Louis will never overprice something. It's always going to be within reason because we don't need to. We just want to be priced fair. We have to remain in business. Over 90% of roofing contractors fail in 5 years. And the number one reason is because they don't know their pricing and they're getting and dealing with insurance companies. They're accepting below average pricing. Okay, we offer a 10-year workmanship warranty. If you're going to get that warranty, we need to remain in business. So this is the evidence package. This is our version of handling insurance claims. It's a little off the beaten path, but we've been extremely successful since we've adopted this. And this is the way that we will be handling claims moving forward. If you're stuck with an insurance claim, if you're stuck with a contractor that isn't helping you get through your insurance claim or isn't giving you the education to handle it yourself, contact us. We're in the St. Louis market. If you need help, we're here to help you. Total Roofing, www.totalroofingstl.com. You can find more information about the evidence package and our contact information. If you want to talk to anybody here at the company, we'd be happy to come out and take a look at what you have going on and give you some advice on what we think you could do moving forward.